What's up, it's Donut, and in this video, I'm going to give tips for kart upgrades in Season 3 now that we have Heroic tier. If you're new to KartRider and don't know how to upgrade, go to your garage, Karts, and select the Upgrade tab. Select this Upgrade button to upgrade your karts to the next tier. Upgrading from Common to Heroic tier costs a total of 25,500 Lucci, and you'll be given 22 gears. Gears are just another name for points that you can distribute among these stats. You can reset your upgrades to get your gears back with the Reset Gears button for 5,000 Lucci. The detailed performance description briefly mentions what each stat does. What's not mentioned here is that the acceleration stats have a small effect on top speed as well. Season 3 introduces kart types. These types are speed, acceleration, boost acceleration, boost duration, and balanced. A kart's type is determined by the highest possible upgradable stat. As of this video, the highest value for a stat in Heroic tier is 9. In this case, Flamingo is an acceleration type because it supports up to 9 points in acceleration. There's no actual label for this in-game, so you have to look at the stat bars. Next on, please add a label so it's easier to read. For a balanced type, the highest value for each stat is 8. Interestingly, Burst supports both 9 acceleration and boost acceleration. That extra point comes at the cost of another stat. For example, with a speed type, that extra point in speed means another stat has to be 1 point less. Solid has 7 acceleration. But even for karts of the same type, the stat that is lowered is sometimes not the same. Solid, Saber, Marine, and Macan GTS are all speed types but have a different stat lowered. Saber has 7 boost time, and Marine and Macan GTS have 7 boost acceleration, making them the worst of the speed type karts. Boost acceleration followed by speed are the strongest stats for speed mode. Therefore, for speed mode, you want to max out boost acceleration and speed regardless of type. Then put points in boost duration and acceleration based on your experience level in game mode. As of this video, these are the best upgrade combinations ordered by strength. The number format is ordered as speed, acceleration, boost acceleration, and boost time. Acceleration and boost duration are shown as X because they can vary depending on your build. Here's a demonstration of the performance of these 3 paths, assuming 2 boost time and the rest of the points in acceleration. The milliseconds in the timer are actually frames in 60ths of a second. Here, I've converted them to actual milliseconds. As you can see, the 9 boost acceleration makes quite the difference. Now let's see what happens for an acceleration type and a boost duration type kart. Because if you're using one of these types, it's assumed you'd want to take advantage of the extra points in that stat. For this test, I'll be checking the following upgrades. Note that Burst is capable of 7492 like Hover Shark, but it's the only kart capable of 2992. As expected, acceleration builds performed well, going from 0 to 250. But compared to the earlier builds, they take longer to reach a lower top speed. 2992 performed the best here, but the performance is comparable to the balanced build 8482 from before. Marathon, as expected, had the slowest 0 to 250, but it had the fastest time to max speed. However, the max speed is only 260, much slower compared to the other builds. In comparison, it only takes about 4 seconds for all the other builds to reach 260. Let's get into the upgrade suggestions. Earlier, I mentioned these paths with acceleration and boost time being the stats that can vary. For newer players, I suggest putting more points into boost time, about up to 6 points. More boost time means you'll have more time to drift to get nitro. As you learn to drift more efficiently, you should lower boost time. For solo speed mode, around 2 to 4 boost duration provides a good balance of speed and risk. In multiplayer, having little to no boost duration is considered a high-risk, high-reward build. This makes it harder to recover from bumps and crashes. On the other hand, in team speed mode, you can more easily get away with no boost duration because of blue nitro, which lasts a long time anyway. As for the best karts, in speed mode, that would be any kart that supports 9 boost acceleration. At this time, those would be Hovershark, Burst, Solar, and possibly Volt. Hovershark is the smallest of these, followed by Burst and Solar. Volt is a Grand Prix reward, so I won't be able to check until the end of the season. Burst is only a tiny bit bigger than Hovershark, but it's a free kart you can get in the license mode. For item mode, while you want a fully upgraded kart, your decision making and RNG are still the most important factors to winning. What this means is the upgrade path you choose will be less impactful compared to speed mode. However, there are still specialized builds that can be used based on your role or playstyle. For example, a runner is a team position whose role is to take first place for your team. So if you want to play as a runner, you want to max out speed and acceleration. This is because your race position affects item RNG. When you're close to first, you're unlikely to get nitro, making the boost stats less valuable. If you prefer to play a more disruptive or supportive role, it could be worth putting more points into the boost stats to take advantage of the extra nitros you'll get. With coordinated teams, there's more variance in upgrades, as shown by these builds by pro players in the previous season. When choosing an item kart, speed-type karts capable of 9/8XX would be best. Otherwise, just max speed and acceleration for whatever kart type you're using. This makes Saber, Marine, and Macan GTS good choices for item mode. Large karts are also more viable compared to speed mode because the bigger hitbox makes it easier to bump other players and hit item boxes. As I mentioned before, however, the upgrade path is less impactful in item mode, so if you want to save Lucci, you can even play with the speed mode build. And that's it for this video. I hope this helped you better understand kart upgrades in Season 3. Thanks for watching.